And we have Sneha with us, certified PMP with all above target. She joined us in batch one, and in few days she cleared PMP with all above target.
I would have not been able to clear the exam if Amir Ali would have not been there. I would have not been.
I did not believe that I will be able to clear my PMP within a month.
I don't know what to say actually. Like I'm kind of like really
And I
trembling.
got my results and I was above target in all three categories.
Wow. Sneha, first of all, I'm very happy. Finally, we are able to record your interview. It was
Yeah.
it was pending for how many days?
Last, not this Thursday, last Thursday, 10th March is when I gave my exam.
Hmm.
And from that day, we've not been able to do the journey thing. I felt sick, thought we'll get better and then we'll do this exam.
But finally,
And from that,
yeah, finally we are here, and that is the most important thing.
yes.
Sneha, it's your journey. Please introduce yourself, where you are, why do you want to do PMP, and each and everything you want to share. Please go ahead.
Sure. So I'm Sneha Nambyar. I'm basically from Bombay, but right now I'm in the US. And I got to know about the PMP. I've heard many of my friends had done that before also. As something that I kept thinking I'll do one day, or thinking that it'll boost my career, better prospects, etc. And one of my friend Aditi Thate, she did the PMP through you, sir. That's how she, when she cleared and she spoke to me, I said, okay, this is, maybe I'll also give it a try. And then I approached you once, but somehow that time my work stuff came up in October last year and we could not go further. But then again, we contacted in January, and that time I thought that this time, beginning of the year, I should just finish this off. And that is how we started with the, I joined the batch program in January. And after the batch program, 6 days, the course, and then the roadmap, following the roadmap, and finally reaching here. Yes, I needed some pushes here and there, and you gave me that on time. And but after once that momentum sort of gathered, then I did not want to stop. I wanted to finish this and then only rest. So that is how, in a nutshell, is what I did. But to detail with everything, it is the course, do the 6 day course thing, then follow the roadmap to the T. I did not jump between topics. I followed the topic sequence as was said, and I continued doing that. The slides, so what I did was, instead of going through all of our videos again, I actually had done the journeys. I did journey of all of the videos that the stakeholder, we, our
Just to clarify, you watch the batch videos again, or you watch the journeys videos?
journey videos again. Batch, anyways, we did it together. We have that, and so that, because I did it in January, it was kind of fresh in my mind. And then I had wrote, if during the class itself, I had very extensive note writing, nature, and I saw, so I have the notes also along with the examples that we talked about in the class. So if I have to refer something when I go through the notes, it kind of reminds me of what we had spoken and what this stands for and all. But then, before I go into that topic slides, I used to do the journeys that you had, the 20-30 minute one. That was very crisp, very to the point, and it, when we hear that, it kind of comes back to us again, what we talked about, etc. And then I used to go through the slides and then give the tests for the individual topics. I kept doing that only for all of the topics that we had. And then finally, once the topics were finished, started the people mocks, the 6 set of mocks, and then the process mocks 6 set. And once that was completed, there also I tried to give at least 2 mocks a day. Initially, it was just 1 mock, and then you said we should speed up some more. So then I switched up to 3, though I could not do in a day at that time. I did at least 2, because then doing the RCA, finding out the mistakes, etc. But then the entire set of mocks I did, what I did there was that I did not take a break, meaning I did not do key 60 questions I'll do in the morning, 60 in the evening, etc. No, I just did one. I found that 3 hour window and I sat through that to complete our 180 questions, and of course took the 10-minute break after the 60 as suggested, even during the mocks. to kind of get an idea of where I'm reaching once I finish the tests and how exhausting it is or not, etc. So I kept doing that for two. I did two complete set mocks. So for both of them, I did the same thing. And then finally we took the date and went ahead for the exam.
How many full mocks you did? 180?
I did two full sets.
Two full
That's all that
sets.
I could do. Yeah, I
You
did two
did
full.
6 people, 6 process, right?
Yes, six people, six process I completed.
What was your score in that?
Uh, Most of them were actually decent, sir. I think only one of them I did not score above 70. But the rest I was scoring at a consistent either 70, 75, 80, 86. Those ranges anywhere. I used to be there. But that's what. Then once we reached into the people process mock, I only found out what were the mistakes that I was making and understanding instead of going through all of it. But initially, during our topics, yes, did the RCA for all the 50 questions everywhere to find out even if it's right, why is the reasoning right or not, etc. So those
Yeah.
were where time used to go. But I
Mm.
think that's time worth spent. I understand now that I've done all this. It is a time because we learn why a certain thing is right and why not. And also one more thing that I was not doing initially was the minute I look at the options, I automatically found out, okay, this might be the right answer and go with it. Why is the other not right? I was not really consciously doing it. But then once when you gave me the feedback that we should also be telling why is the other one not right, and at least in your mind say that. So then for the mocks that I was doing, I did the same principle. I kept it in my mind that even if it's 180 questions, let's say why is that not a right option. So I think I did the same thing even during the exams where, though not loudly, but in my mind I used to say why this is not the right one and why this should be the right one. So that,
Elimination technique.
yeah,
Uh,
elimination technique along with reasoning why this doesn't make sense, why this would not be the right one instead of
why this?
directly going into one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's a very important thing that we need to do.
Yes.
That Okay. Let's talk about the interesting thing about the exam. What happened at exam day?
On the just before the day I took the exam dates, actually I think from that day on I fell sick. I had cold, mild fever, not really very high, but cough and cold, and every 5 minutes I had to blow my nose that bad. I kept taking medicines to make sure that on that day at least I'm fine to reach the center and do this. But even there, AC is on full blast. There's so many people coming in. You have to wear the mask, but with the mask and with this cold, I could hardly breathe. So I put the mask down. I thought even if they tell, I'll tell them this is the situation. But the cold was so much that I really had this concern back of my mind that will they ask me to step out of the center? I kept praying that that doesn't happen. I did not want to go through all that, but thankfully that didn't happen. Also, one more thing is that when we take the appointment itself, they do say reach 30 minutes before, and actually we should reach 30 minutes before, because when even at this place, I think I reached 45 minutes prior. Even then, mine was inside a university. This test center came in, so I still had trouble finding out the exact desk where my test was supposed to happen. The people came in late. I had taken the morning slot. So even after I reached is when the anchors came in who would let us in. So that itself was, all those things add to our panic. So if it had been last minute, it'll really fluster us. So because I had enough time in my hand, we go there, we give our name, they'll find our name in the list. Then there are a couple of declaration forms that we've got to sign. We have to find our name in the attendance sheet, etc. All this process itself takes a good 15 minutes or so, and then they'll assign us a desk
So,
wherein now again.
Sneha, I'm unable to hear you. So, Sneha was
Oh,
just explaining how the entire process moves and how this process becomes more and more complex. Yes, Sneha. So, you are saying that
yeah, can you hear me now, sir?
I can.
Yeah. So I was saying that we should actually come with time in hand. Though they say half an hour, it's best to be 45 minutes earlier. That will give us a feel of the environment also. And we have to find our name in their list. They have to locate us. They have to assign a desk. There are these couple of steps that they have to do in order for us to take the test. So that itself takes a good 10 to 15 minutes. And then here we had to keep all our stuff outside, and then if we had to go in, I mean, not even, we're not supposed to take anything, but I asked her that if I can carry some cough drops with me. I kept getting those, so I took the halls and all and I went in. She said that's fine. So those tidbits I had to do. And then once the exam starts, the first 7 minutes, yes, I went through the tutorial. And as we discussed, the relax, the breathing, focused myself to the start. And then the first 60 minutes, I think I made proper time, as in when we say that it should be not more than around 70-75 minutes that you use, with around 160 to 150 on your clock remaining. I think I hit that. And then I took my 10-minute break, much needed break, I have to agree. Went there, freshened myself, and then I came back. The next 60 questions, I don't know why, but it finished too soon for me. And then I started getting concerned, why am I rushing so much? I think I finished that in a good 40 minutes or so. So I had
You
more time.
time was never a problem even in the mocks.
Yeah, it was not. But that then I started worrying that is it not, though I know that I am talking about the options and everything, still we have this thing of double doubting us, right? I started doubting, am I really doing it or not? Am I simply rushing through? So the last 60 questions, I had more time with me. I had, I think, 90 minutes left to to,
Same
to
thing.
finish.
I just want to add, today we have 99th certified PMP exam, and one more student is giving exam. So probably by 5 a.m. my time, Dubai time, we will be having the 100 certified PMP, and he's your batchmate. So when he was just last night, we have
Mhm.
last night.
Right.
I was having last night. He had the same thing. I do hurry. So he said, "What should I do?" I said, "This is my time frame 80, 75, 75. If you can do earlier, you can do earlier." Because I remembered you did 30 minutes before.
Yeah, yeah, I did. I had time. And then I said, there was this 90 minutes remaining on my clock, then I started relaxing a bit. But I think that kind of helped me also, because towards the end, by our last set of questions, our brain starts really freezing, and we have to take more breathing time, sit back and relax a little bit, and again focus and come back. So that time really helps. And then by the time I finished, I made sure that I'm taking it easily, reading through, and then I kind of slowed down without hurrying. The last set, I actually did slow down, and I did it much aram se. Then so that I only have some 10-15 minutes left in my clock. But then, yeah, it was great. Finally, when I submitted that and I saw your
Yeah,
congratulations, I kept reading it 2-3 times to make sure that I'm reading it right.
yeah.
That's something.
Today, if you read Amit message when Zagam shared that
Yeah,
congratulations, Amit message was beautiful. Like this is the most relaxing thing when you get a congratulation
exactly.
on your screen. Your all hard work has been paid off.
Yes.
Okay, let's talk about root cause analysis. How much the root cause analysis was important?
It is very, very important. It is not even a question of if it is important. It is 100% important, because without that, we don't know why a certain option is the correct one and why the others are not. Because the options are very close in even in our final exams, the options are very, very close to each other. We really have to focus and read. It's not just that we can just brush through and we'll say, okay, this is the right one. No, they are very close, and we have to think why the question is asking it in such a way, what are the keywords, and why should this be your right answer. That it's very crucial. So the initial RCA time that we spend for each of our topics, in how we do our 50 questions and then go through all of it, I actually would advise everyone to spend that time. Even if it takes some time, let's take it out, let's do the RCA read through, because those slides are pretty detailed as to why something is like this, and that will help us throughout. Also, it's very crucial to understand the concepts, because everything is conceptual. Even in the exams, everything is conceptual.
Okay, how relevant those people and process mocks were?
They are, we're quite close to what we are actually having in our exams, also quite close,
Mhm.
because everything is, what would you do as a project manager, everything is in that lines itself that I got in my time. And
Okay.
also, sir, during my time, I did not really have a lot of. I'd say I almost had equal number of four-liners as well as two-liners. Not
Hmm.
because some in some journeys most have got a lot of four-liners also, right? In my thing, I think I got almost equal two-liners and four-liners and the questions that I had.
Which
So
area was more dominated?
people only, people and agile. Agile was most that I got. Then there were few questions on our type of lifestyle, the life cycles that we will select. I had a couple of match the following, which was exclusively on life cycles itself. Would it be hybrid, agile, etc.? Those types. What type the project scenario was given, and as a project manager, what would you suggest that the life cycle be? So those questions were there, and most of the most percent was agile and people related. Our mocks, how they were constructed, it was most there only.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So anything else you would like to add to the PMP aspirant who is gonna give exam? And you know we have a lot of PMP aspirant.
Yeah. Only one thing is that because of time is very crucial, and it will be when see. Fortunately, I got equal number of two-liners and four-liners, so I probably that's the reason also that I manage time. When we are in an environment where we are in this, we will be under pressure because we are giving this exam. So to do that time management thing also, it is crucial that we give the mocks as we would in the final exam. At least that full set of mocks we should do 3 hours, that timing, take that window, 60 questions, take a 10-minute break, again come back, 60 questions. So if then once we follow that method, then by the time, so that kind of gives us a practice to sit for the real exam. And otherwise, by the time we do the last set of questions, we will be exhausted. So we will need this practice to keep ourselves boosted. Sir, you're on mute.
So what else a PMP aspirant can help you when they are preparing for the exam?
This is one thing, sir. And then I another quick bit for our team and people, anybody, is your journeys videos. The small capsule journey videos are very helpful. Even if we want to just revise a concept and we don't clearly have the time to go through that and find in the slides, listen to that. 20 minutes are sufficient to understand how, because since we have already attended the batch, since we already know the core concepts, the journey is a very good refresher and it's very helpful. I found that extremely helpful for me. Helpful in the sense that you remember the concept. That's kind of also sometimes when
So
we
you
close our
remember
eyes
the
and think
concept
of it,
Sneha was
and
saying,
yeah.
watching journey videos and correlating with the journey videos, how journey videos can help. Yes, Sneha, you are back.
Yes,
Yes.
sir. I'm saying that only the same thing. Journey videos, when we hear and many a times when you're explaining that, right, our batch things will start playing back in our eyes. It's like a flashback. So it really helps that way. That is one thing that I'll definitely advise everyone to listen to. It's not something that will take us a lot of time. It's just 20 minutes, 30 minutes. It's very nice.
Okay. So now the most important thing, you know, Usman has been doing for the batch 15, and you guys also, and Sabir is doing for your team.
Yes.
Each one teach one.
Yes,
I
sir.
I haven't disturbed you as I would put it because you were sick. I know that. This was the first thing we talked today.
Sorry. So one second.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sorry.
So uh, now you are getting better. So I want you to teach other people. I want you to guide. Once you get more better,
Sorry. So one second.
it's okay. It's okay. Once you get more better, so I want you to help others PMP aspirant and see how you can guide them. That's the most important thing.
Definitely.
I know from last 7-10 days you have been celebrating your success. That's good. The first thing you need to help other PMP aspirant. The second thing, I can count on you on that, right, Sneha?
Yes, definitely.
Secondly, make few questions of PMP exam from your knowledge, not the exam questions because that is not allowed. Don't share any question. And with that, thank you very much for joining, and best of luck for your
Thank you,
future.
sir. Thank you
Thank you.
so much.
Thank you very much. Atif Javed become certified. Debashi Mehte cleared. Mahindra just cleared. Zain cleared PM. Muhammad Abdul Kalim cleared PM. Rohit cleared PMP. Siddhartha cleared PM. Priya cleared PMP. Rajiv just cleared PMP. Aditi cleared PMP. Fiyaz Hussain cleared PMP. Chakra cleared PMP. Harun cleared PMP exam. Muhammad Al Ghamdi cleared PMP. So Shubhashish, congratulations. Prasan, congratulations. Akil cleared PMP. All congratulations on clearing the PMP exam. Vishesh cleared PMP. Hamid cleared PMP exam. Bio cleared PMP. So Nadeem, first of all, congratulations from the entire PMP community. Hussain Sung, the first PMP of September. Amjad cleared PMP. Zaina cleared PMP. Sanger cleared PMP exam. A magical person is cleared PMP exam. So Koran just cleared PMP. Congratulations on clearing your.
Thanks a lot.
Deepak cleared PMP exam. Mohsin Afzal Gondal just cleared PMP. Cleared the exam in all above PMP. The first PMP of 31st December 2021. Vinu just cleared PMP exam. So Sandeep, first of all, congratulations. Christine just surprised me. PMP number 295 cleared PMP exam. And the way she cleared it, it really takes my heart. The duo, the amazing couple. So finally, here we are with Mr. Farid. He cleared PMP exam. So we are live with our certified project management professional. Siri just cleared PMP exam. So here we have our 300 certified PMP